Hello everyone and welcome to Day Trader S&P 500. Today is Monday, December 18, 2023. This is Dale Woodson, editor of Woodson Wave Report and Day Trader S&P 500. Let's get our YouTube people caught up with our newsletter subscribers, and we'll start, as we always like to start, with the US 10-year. I'll make that a bigger screen so we can see everything. You can see we had that wave one high back here in the year 2022, and that actually was a direct hit to the 0.001%. And then we had a wave two decline here in 2023, and then we've got in the blue a one up, a two down, a three up, a four down, and a five up to complete the larger degree wave one. That's in primary degree of trend with a circle around it. You can see this got off, but I changed that. We had a trigger over here at the wave three high. Once we moved above the wave 3 high, then we had a wave 5 target. There was the 5.1 target. There was the 5.021 actual. Okay, then we had a decline. We've got an A down, a B up, and a C down. As you can see, here's our wave 2 targets here. The 382, the 500, and the 618. The 786 is down here at 3.631. So far, this low is 3.887, which is very near the 618 retracement. So this wave 2 low doesn't look like it has much farther to go, but we'll see how it plays out. We'll watch it on the smaller degree trend, you know, 1, 5, 10, 1, 10 minute and stuff like that. But we have anticipated triggers. Excuse me. We changed from positions for rating services to triggers and targets. There's a trigger, there's a target, there was a trigger back there. Anyway, this next trigger, which will happen, is the A wave low. Once we get above the A wave low of 44.381%, then we should go up to the higher target, okay? Which would, well, that target will depend on where this 2 is. But I think I have that 3 on there as of now. That 3 would be at 5.655%, or 3 equals 1. That's this trigger down here, this A trigger, okay? Let me get that back in perspective for you guys. There, that's that A wave low trigger, which is here, okay, next to the 382. We have another trigger up here at the wave 1 high, okay? Again, this is wave 1 up. Let me get it in there for you. This is wave 1 up here to the the October 23rd high. And then we've got wave 2 down, which may or may not be complete. Then we'll have wave 3 up. We'll know that wave 3 up is in play when the wave 3-1 high is eclipsed to the upside, okay? And that will give us where wave 3, I'm going back, 1 up here in black, 2 down here in black. Wave 3 equals 1 at 7.255. So we got 3 different degrees of trend here on the US 10-year. We always ask ourselves, where is this wrong? Well, this wave 2 down here, which is in play, this 2 with the blue circle around it, cannot go below the start of wave 1, which is at 3.253%. That's where it's wrong, okay? Got one more Fibonacci target down here at the 786. So a lot going on in the bond market, but this looks like it's wave 2 complete, or nearly so. We'll have to check that out, okay? And speaking of these triggers and targets, I did want to show you guys interesting comment we received over the weekend, and I'll show that to you. Got a lot of testimonials, a lot of people doing really well. I'll just go to the bottom because the most recent one is down here below. Andrea, I'm writing to thank you for all your insights into the market. I've been able to retire and now have all my assets in real estate or index funds. I didn't tell her to do that. You know, I don't do trading recommendations or anything like that, but it was nice that she's able to look at our triggers and targets and make enough money to retire. You can see we've got professional economists, we have people doing 401s, we have all kinds of people using these numbers, triggers and targets, and there's a 20+ year subscriber there. There's all our reports, but you can see There's people on the trading floor using their reports. Okay. Anyway, you can see all the things there. No nonsense, straight talk. Anyway, almost psychic. Yeah, these are to the 100th of a point. So that's where you know you're wrong. Somebody made 63,000. A lot of different people. 89 right there in 1 month. Anyway, I wanted to let you know that a lead in there to the S&P 500 and the bigger wave count and the triggers and targets, which again, I got rid of the positions for rating services because there are no more rating services anymore. So why do I have that up there? So we call it triggers and targets, and we got them on all the indexes and everything we cover. This is a weekly log chart of the S&P cash. Okay, I could show you the whole wave count, but suffice to say, we were the first to see this expanding triangle. Like I said, when I first started charting the market in Elliott waves, it was 1996, I believe, and I didn't see the market going up or down in any meaningful direction. And no 5 waves up, no 5 waves down. Turned out it was a triangle. So the first pattern I learned by mistake or by luck was a triangle. So it's hard to get a triangle by me, but it's easy at least for me to find the 4, and then you can calculate the 5 from the waves 1 high. Anyway, this was a 4. This is either a 5 or a 1 of 5, and we'll get into that. Okay, so these have two completely different results. Okay, if this is 5, then the market's going to have to correct this whole thing all the way from the 1974 low, which is, I'll show you guys in the thing on here. Otherwise, it's 1 of 5. I'll show you guys that. Now let's get into the report there if we have it, the long term. There we go. Okay, which we put out over the weekend. Again, we went to triggers and targets. By the way, I'll be out for the holiday week, Christmas and New Year's. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and Happy Holidays, and all the things you guys celebrate out there. Okay, hope you guys have fun and see family and friends. Here's that same chart. Okay, I didn't want to go back because it's this shows the progress from the 74 low. It counts better from the 74 low than from the 1982 low, but you see the Fibonacci symmetry there in terms of time. They're all perfect hits within the Fibonacci time period. There's one that's off by a year. Okay, and there is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with that expanding triangle, and there is the 5 with a circle around it, or 1 of 5. That's a big difference. Like I said, but we'll know, and the market will tell us. So I'll get into that a little bit later. Okay, this shows all the verbiage here. How we know which count is in play by the length of wave C and the angle of its descent. Okay, so I think we get into that here. Well, first, the most bearish long-term wave count there can possibly be. Okay, that's if that 5 is correct from the 1974 low. And then we get an A, B, C. We'll get a sharp angle of descent here in wave C. That's the key. It'll almost be a vertical drop. I probably didn't give it justice, make it more sharp. But that would be a 1, then a 2, then a 3 down, then a 4 up, then a 5 down for A. Then you get a B up in parentheses, then you get a C down. So that would fall in line with this here. Okay, that would be the internal wave count from that 2022 all-time high. Again, that's not the primary count. I'll get to that, but it's on the table. Let's put it that way. It'll all depend on this decline right here, which either has just started or will start. This B wave could go above the start of wave A in either count. I want to stress that to you guys. Okay, I think I have it in one of the reports here. There's the primary count here. Okay, there's that triangle 4, and that is either 5 or 1 of 5. This is a primary count, which calls it a 5, which calls this a wave A down. This is a WXY to make the wave B, which could go above the all-time high, or it may not. It could easily take a 1.272 or a 1.414 if wave B is an expanded flat. Okay, I want to emphasize these angles of descent to see if A has this angle, and this will just duplicate it over here. C will take on the same angle and should either terminate near wave A or take one of these targets that we have here. But more than likely hit that. In this case, it's 35.61. I have that's the 382. But if C equals A, it depends on where the high B is, obviously. Okay, so this is what we're looking at on that primary wave count. Okay, there's those C wave targets there. Okay, 35.61 all the way down to 25.84. There you go there, and it would complete the larger wave 2 and wave 3 up, new all-time highs. Okay, so if that goes, there's the one in blue, okay, at the 2022 all-time high. There's A down, B up, C down, which would complete wave 2. There's the wave 2 targets there, okay, and then we would have a wave 3 to new all-time highs, a 4 down, and another 5 up to higher all-time highs. Okay, wanted to let you know, yeah, on a bullish note here, okay, A could be the completion of the decline. I don't have this drawn up here, okay, but how will we know if that counts in play? If we move up above this 2022 high and we keep seeing 5 waves up and 3 waves down, okay, that will tell us if that more bullish count, the most bullish count, is in play. Okay, our most recent trigger, again, we've had one trigger in the ES futures for our monthly subscribers. Haven't had one since, and it was way back at 41.85. Since we published this, it's even, I think, more than a 615 point gain so far. Here's where we're going with triggers and targets instead of positions for rating services. This should serve subscribers much better. Okay, and then we'll obviously have make or breaks on that. But I can show you guys. There's the Dow, NASDAQ targets. Okay, gold, we've had several triggers for years that have hit right on. Okay, this is the current trigger. Okay, if it goes back up to 2147, well, that's the current trigger when it hit 2147, right on our target within less than a point. Okay, so that's the current one. It hit it, so now we're going down. And then the one before that, we had a trigger and target there. There's our downside targets for gold that we put out in that report there. Okay, the 2146.79 was the actual high, and we had 2147. So it was within less than a point. We didn't take that target to the 100th of a point. Probably should have. Okay. Anyway, if it goes above that most recent high, then we resume a long position. Okay, bonds, we've had unbelievable hits on bonds. You can see this is in the past. That was at 2020, the year 2020 high, and then that's the most recent one. Here's the current one we're on. It was near the 618. It's almost right in that same spot now, and the 786 is below. And there's that future target which we showed you guys. Okay, move above the the wave A low indicates that the next move up is coming. Okay, a lot of information there. Our last time spiral was the week of the 7th. I know it was like a Thursday or something, but that's the day of the week that this hit. So that was our last one of 2023. So we'll calculate and update time spirals for 2024 late this month or early in January. Okay, this is the one that I did from a low, which was unusual for me. I don't know why I did it, but I did, but had a pretty good track record. Okay, that's it for that look there. Let's get into the E-minis here. Okay, here is the daily chart. Let me make that bigger for you guys. Okay, there's that A wave low, and we've got the WXY. So we've got how is Y related to W in terms of Fibonacci. There we go there. There's the Y targets there. I think today we hit a high of 48.02 1/4. Okay, that's the high so far. That's the Fibonacci targets. In the futures, we have an open gap here and an open gap here. In the cash, we have like about 8 of them. Let me just get back to that, show you guys. There's all the open gaps in the S&P cash, okay? But let me get back to where we were, okay? There's the daily, and I want to show you guys, let me make that easier to read. There we go. There's that upside trigger. We haven't had an up or downside trigger since, so this remains in play. And so far it's produced over 600 points, which is $50 a point, so that's over $3,000 gain. That's probably where that Andrea, whatever her name was able to retire. Looked at the trigger and look at the targets. Unbelievable. Anyway, let's get into, let me get out of here and show you guys this post-market we did just a little while ago. Today, December 18, short-term outlook here. Here's the long-term outlook there. That's the daily. There's that WXY pattern, which would complete the larger B. Again, the B wave can go above the all-time high, and no matter if it's in the cash or the futures, okay? We'll see how that plays out. Okay, and then the 1 minute chart below, and there is a 1 down, a 2 up, which is a perfect 786 retrace, a 3 down, which is a perfect 1.618 multiple, and then we've got, if you looked at in a dictionary for wave 4, you would see a picture of this long and sideways. So that's a 4, okay? And we'll see if 4 should hold below the wave 1 low and yield to wave 5 down. This is how we look for a change in trend. Is this complete signal? No, it's only like 3/5 of the first part. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3. We still need the 4 and the 5. Then we'll get the first part of it here. Okay, every day we check for signals, a sign of reversal. There has been no signal since the 4185 trigger signal synonymous. Okay, and this is a recap of today's action there. And then so wave 1 is 3/5 complete. Okay, we need to see 5 waves down. We don't have that yet. We have 3 and we're in 4. Then we need to see 3 waves up to a lower high. Then we need to see 5 waves down to a lower low. Okay, so we'll always keep watching for that there. And there's our most recent trigger on the E-mini futures. I think that was shortly after the low when it went above that 4185 trigger and was activated. Okay, so that's the 1 minute there. There's the big picture there. And let's see, let me get back to those charts. I think I might have that ES. Yeah, there's that 1 minute there. For you scalpers and day traders out there, there's points to be had. You know, 4,800 to 47.88. You know, that's not bad for a third wave. You can get a 786 retrace. Where are you wrong? Up here, that's what? 2 points, 2.25 points. So your risk is 2.25 points, and your reward is that many, which is 12 to 2. That's 6 to 1 ratio, risk to reward. So not bad if you get the 1618, and there's the 1 right there, and the 272 and all that. So that's it for now. I'll leave you guys with this, or let's go back and leave you guys with the bigger picture. Okay, you guys have a happy holidays. I don't know if I'll get another report in. Hopefully I will, and then we'll be off next week for a week. Until then, take care, everyone.